Okay, all right. Welcome everybody to volume 3 of the RUBI training. Let me get a couple things out of the way right at the very beginning. My name is Robert Sacco. I'm the co-founder of RUBI and Flex Technologies, and we're super excited about getting this to the marketplace. It's been in development for a while, and we have just been excited about trying to get it to the market because we believe that we can make it easy for people to get the benefits of AI without having to go through the whole process of learning AI. And that's really kind of the key for adoption of any major technology, is to get it as easy as possible, because the world's just, looking for easy. They don't want to become a prompt engineer. They don't want to become an AI specialist. They just want to be able to get the benefits of it. And that's what RUBI is all about. So we're going to go through that a little bit more about the modules today and how we break things down. But I do want to bring to your attention our 48-hour RUBI Rush. This is for you guys. This is for you to go out there and to get a chance to get some of the OG merchandise that we have, our hats, our shirts, our sweatshirts. We're giving you a chance now to go ahead and bring those out onto our social platforms and some of our contests over the next week or so. We're going to do quite a few of these. But this one's real easy. Go create some content with RUBI AI. We want you to get in, get your product going, create some content, play with it, and then share that on your social platform, engage your audience, and then hashtag it with RUBI AI. And we're going to be looking for the people who have the most shares and likes. We're going to do a first, second, and third place. And we're going to do this until 5 o'clock on Monday night. And then on Monday nights, Zoom will make the announcements of the winners. But this is a great opportunity to get you some great merchandise that's out there. Just to kind of give you a little heads up what you can expect with that. Got it right here. That's number one. So this is the OG one, and we want you guys to get it in your hands. And then in the process of that, we're also building social proof for you. That's going to be one of the big things that will help build this business faster and faster and faster. And more people can see how you can use it, that there's benefits from people using it, and then getting that social proof out there. So anyway, just bring that to your attention. Let's get that started right away. I am going to go here and start with RUBI. And let's get started for tonight. So, okay. So the last couple of days, we've gone through bits and pieces of RUBI. We've gone through personify and the purpose of having a great persona, because it makes all your content talk to the audience that you are trying to talk to in the way that they want to hear it or receive it. Personify is an amazing thing. And I can just tell you today, we started looking at the new version that we're going to bring out before we even get to like a full rollout. We've already revamped Personify, and we're bringing it out, and it's really cool. But then we also talked about how to use the modules, because the modules save you from having to know any prompt engineering. And so yesterday, we went through a couple of financial modules that we went through that are going to be in our first collection drop. And so every 2 weeks, we will do a collection drop. We're going to do our first one on Tuesday. So Tuesday next week will be our first collection drop. And what that means is like between 5 and 10 brand new modules being dropped in for every subscription level. It doesn't matter what subscription level. You're going to be able to go in, and then it will be very specific to a certain niche, right? It might be a business niche. It might be a marketplace niche. It might be just a topic like finances. And it will continue to grow over multiple drops. But that was what we did last night. And then tonight, we're going to go back through, and I wanted to kind of put it into maybe a little bit more of a way that you could use it on an everyday person, for a student maybe. And so that's looking at essays and book reports and doing research, and in our writing tools. By the way, each one of these drawers, you can scroll them. They got little arrows over here that you can keep going through them. But every time that you kind of go through the drawers, you can find just a ton of stuff. Paragraph generators. If you've never used any of the writing frameworks, they're phenomenal. I mean, they get you going into so many different things. When I worked in the news media, we use these frameworks all the time to get things started, the BAB and the ADA framework, because it gives you a really good point of where to start your story and how to end your story, and you're hitting all the points in between. So if you're like trying to get out and do some writing. ADA framework, BAB is another good one. PASS is another good one. So these frameworks are great for you to get started, and just in writing and content. So today, I want to deal with these two, which is the essay outline generator and the essay generator from an outline. So I want to start with creating an outline. And my outline is going to be first built around a topic, right? So I'm going to load it into my content generator, and I'm going to open it up here, and it's going to ask me some questions. And this is the way all of our modules function. It just asks questions, and you fill in the blanks, and then let the AI and let Ruby do what she does. So for this topic here, I want to write about a book. Now, one of my favorite books of all time is Blue Ocean Strategy. So I'm going to actually do it about Blue Ocean Strategy today. If you haven't read the book, I'm going to encourage you to read the book. But better yet, I can actually show you how to get the cliff notes and all the highlights just by coming into Ruby. And then I'm going to ask, like, what level do I want this essay to be written for? Is it at a university level, high school level, 5th grade level? Where do you want it to go? I'm going to have it written to a university level. And then I'm going to put a word count limit to it. For an outline, I don't need a lot of words. I just need the outline and subtopics of it. So I'm going to do like 500 words. And that's all I'm going to do and hit generate. And now let Ruby do what it does with the information that we've given it. So if you haven't seen this book, it's really a business book. It's about looking at strategies for doing business where you create your own marketplace. Instead of trying to go in and bloody the waters or saying, well, mine's better than yours, it's really about going out and finding ways to make your product stand out, or to create areas that you don't have to go out and compete. You're just competing against yourself because you're creating something new. So that's what the book is about. And look, every book that's ever been written, this guy knows, right? Ruby already knows all about it. So you don't have to sit down and probably read the entire book to get the gist of it. I can come in and read it right in here and figure out all about it, right? So define red ocean. It's traditional competitive environment where businesses compete in existing market spaces. And then the blue ocean here, describe the concept of creating new market spaces with little to no competition, right? So this is one of the things that we want to do. Now, this is kind of laying it out for how an essay would be written. And it's got your introduction, a couple of body paragraphs, and then you're going to have your conclusion that wraps it all up. Okay, so now I have all of my things here, and I can go through and I can individually break these down. And there's a couple ways to do that. So in the module, again, you can have multiple modules, right, going at the same time. So I might just want to do a paragraph, right, on one of the topics. So I can go into my paragraph generator. It looks for the info, and because my stuff is in the composer window, I'm not having to jump from one program to another program. Everything stays right inside of Ruby, so I can create multiple modules and create a document just through the editing features inside, and I don't have to jump back and forth to a word processor. So I'm going to say here, I really want to understand this principle for value here on differentiating business from its competitors, right? So I could do that, or actually I might just do this whole paragraph, body paragraph here. So I'm going to load the info into here, and I'm going to have it just go ahead and generate a paragraph for it. And I can go through and do that on each one of these subtopics. And I can build my business, my strategy how I want to. I can build my paragraphs how I want to. So now I actually have my paragraph built. I'm going to copy that. And it was for this area right here. I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to push it down so I can come back in and I can paste in where I have my new paragraph. Okay. So now I've got my new paragraph here. So I just deleted part of it. Understanding the world of the red ocean versus the blue ocean is crucial in today's competitive business landscape. The red ocean represents traditional market space where businesses fiercely compete with one another. So here is my first paragraph, and I have now learned something about the book. And this is the one thing I really want to stress is one thing that's big for Flex technology. It's huge for Ruby, in my point of view, is that there's a responsible way to use AI. It's not just to cheat, and it's not just to get things done, on a student level without learning. It's that there's a different way of learning, and how you implement that into your life and then to how you use that. It's really important. And I call that responsible AI. That AI is amazing, but AI and you is incredible. And that's kind of how you have to marry the two together to really get the best out of it. This just speeds up the process and getting you the information so you can start to polish it and make it exactly how you want it to go out. So we can keep going down paragraph by paragraph and just doing the exact same thing. So here's the first paragraph we did. We can grab the second paragraph and I can go in and I can break it down. And again, you can edit all you want to inside of here. So I'm going to go ahead and generate me another one. This will be paragraph 2 for the essay. And then there's even things that you can come in and you can create new titles, right? There's plenty of ways to create titles. If you want an engaging and hot title to put on top of it, we can go get a module to do the title. For intros, we have amazing introduction places as well to go start. So now we have our second series here. Let me pull this in. Okay, push it down. Okay, so this one's pretty lengthy in here, and this right here is actually what they call markdown. So it lets you kind of capitalize some stuff. For me, this did not just do it because it broke down each individual bullet points and put a paragraph around the bullet point. But that might not be too bad. Let's just kind of go through it and see how it is. Evolution strategy is a revolutionary approach. Okay, we kind of hit on some of that already. But moving into the second principle, okay, so if you go down here and look, we're talking about principle number 1. Okay, this is about our competitors. Principle number 2. So it's creating a paragraph for each one of our principles that we want to do. Now, if my essay is set up to a certain word count, I may not want that. I might want to go back in and take out the principles and maybe make a sentence out of it, all of it at one time. Or I might take this whole thing into what I'm getting ready to show you to do the entire essay with just the outline. But how you do this is up to you. It's just playing with the AI and getting the AI to write as if you want it to write that way. Now, you're also able to come in and put the personas in, right? So we have all these personas that are up here, and how you want that to come across with a voice and a tone, that's also completely up to you and how you want to do that. So I could pull a different voice and tone of being informative and educational. I might even find it professional and sophisticated since I'm running it at a university level. And I can go ahead and try this again. I am going to lower this. I'm just going to do principle number 1 just for the test here. So let's go ahead and pull up just the one piece there. And let's see, we'll generate this again. And now I'm just going to be looking at this one principle right here. It's what we're rewriting. I really don't even need this part because we have that here in the introduction already. So principle number 1 is right here. So copy and paste that in to right above it. Okay, so now you can see that I got a much broader explanation about principle number 1, and it's going to go into more detail because it's isolated out from all the others. And I can go through and do this for each one of these principles if this is what I need to do. It's up to you guys how you utilize this, but it's super powerful. I am able to now, without reading the whole book, get everything that I really need to know about the book just by simply piecing it together. And instead of taking maybe a day or and a half or 2 days to read the book, I'm actually going to be able to get all the benefits of this book very, very quickly. Now, another way to do this is with the outline. And so I'm actually just going to grab this top part right here real quick. I'm going to come back to my generator here. I want to go find it actually over here. There's a couple ways to find them. You can find them in the drawers, right? But there's also the ones over here that are there, so you can go through and find them some more. So when you find the stuff in the drawers, this little plus sign's all you end up having to touch, and it will load that into the create content generator. So now I've got my essay generator from an outline. Okay, so we had the essay outline, and now we're going to go an essay generator from the outline. And this is all it's asking me for is the outline. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the whole stuff and hit generate. So this is going to create the entire essay that I can now maybe go in and fine tune and generate around without having to go and piece it together. Or maybe this is the first place that I want to start, and then I want to piece it together after that. It's completely up to you how you find these things useful for you and how you're trying to do things. If you're just looking for something to do a quick essay or to give you a quick overview, it doesn't really matter how you do it. I mean, you're not looking at trying to jump it into AI detection. You're not trying to do anything like that. So it really doesn't really make much difference. So now I've got the entire thing here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it in up here. And as you can see now, I have the entire essay. And I've got the introduction. I've got, paragraph, baking it in. It breaks down into the specific parts of the book, right? So Circus du Soleil was a Canadian company that really changed the way that the circus was, right? That was the blue ocean part, is it stopped going towards the children and started going to the adults. And so that was a whole way of revolutionizing the way that the circus was. Southwest Airlines was another great example of how they totally changed the way airlines worked. Apple is another great one. So, I mean, there's so many different things that you can do, but it drops them all in here, and then it gives you the references. And so at the very end, you have 3 different references, and the word count is 951. So here is my my entire essay. And it didn't take but just a little bit of time, and now you can go through and you can make this all your own, right? So we actually have a couple of things that you can do with this. So if you're really concerned about getting this through AI detection, we have the spy audit, right? And we can just go ahead and do a spy audit check on it right now. But we haven't really done anything to it. So we know that it's 100% generated by AI. So we hope that that's what we're seeing with our AI detection. But we also are looking for plagiarism. Has this been plagiarized at all? And the answer is no, it hasn't. It's written, and you can go through and read the different ways. It's written at grade 12, so a university level going above, 14.8 with that one. So, I mean, there's lots of different ways that you can look at all of this stuff. In the highlighting and all that stuff, you'll be able to see it. Let me go back to the first one here, Flesh Kincaid. So this is actually breaking down the readability of your project. So the sentence is hard to read is read. Well, it's hard to read because we wrote it at an education of university level, right? That's how it's supposed to be. If I wanted to dumb it down, I could definitely go in now and start changing these to make them a little bit easier. Same thing with AI detection. When I click it on, anything that's in red says it's coming from AI. Now we can go through and we can start playing with how these get through the AI detection. And the way that happens is you just start looking at the way that the sentence structures are done, and you start to move them around a little bit. And that's kind of making it your own, right? And so in the process of doing that, you're learning, you're understanding everything that's about it, and you're learning it faster, and you're understanding it cleaner than to sit down and just read a book and get interrupted 400 times. This is a very easy way to understand really the basis of it all. And it's done very quickly. If you're doing anything like news articles, you want to go through a bunch of news articles, man, there's nothing better than to be able to go and pull in the information. And when you see some of our boosts that are coming, one of them might be to go scrape the news stuff, right? And there's nothing better than to be able to throw it into Ruby and let Ruby go and snops everything down into like bullet points. And I can get all of my news in 2 or 3 minutes. And if I want to expand on something, I know exactly which one to do it, and I can have Ruby just expand on it. So there's lots of ways to utilize this to get information and to understand how that information works very quickly. So we can also go in and do a couple other things here with our modules. Again, frameworks, huge way to start writing perfect headlines. So if I want to go through and create, a better topic, I can do that with my perfect headlines. Blog posts, you can do any kind of blog posting, especially when you're talking about doing SEO. And I will tell you, we have an entire SEO section that will help to start pulling stuff in. I'm going to show one to you tonight. This is our SERP optimizer. So if you're not familiar with SEO, I'll give you a little bit of information here about that. I'm actually going to clear this off here real quick just to get a clean slate for us to go through it. When you go through the SEO SERP, I'll give you a little bit of information about SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. So if you want your website to show up in rankings for Google, like if I go Google a plumbing company, if I'm a plumber, I want my company up in the first top 3, right? Because those are the chances of people to call that one or to look up my website and get information on it. So SEO is like the yellow pages for today. And to do that is really a game of putting as much content, quality content, out into the internet and having people link to it and then come back, because Google is looking at that saying, hey, the more great content you have, the better you are for me to recommend you. And so it's this fast race, right? But one of the things about SEO is you got to understand what your competitor is doing. And to do that, there's lots of different tools, but the SEO SERP Optimizer is great. So I am going to go and just give a URL here to us. I'm going to use one of my neighbors companies. It's Anytime Septic, because I think service companies are the best to do this with. Okay. And then he's in the market of septic services. The purpose of his website is to generate sales and clients. And I can't spell generate, but the good news is, hey, if you don't have that, it wouldn't make a bit of difference because AI will fix it for me. Now you got your keywords, like right here, I spelled it wrong. We'll go in and we'll do our keywords here. This will be septic, cleaning maybe, and septic, installation. So you can come up with the different words that would be specific to your company, right? And then it asks me the challenges that I run into. Well, number one, it's a competitive market. And so I want to be able to do that. And then say, and it's niche. Let's see here. Rural areas. Okay, so these are kind of the things I've put in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit generate. And I'm looking for it to give me an all-in-one SEO solution for higher rankings and to create more traffic. Okay, so that's the goal of what this is. It's going to tell me what I need to do for this URL and in that service department to start to build out my SEO strategy. Now, if you guys are doing SEO on your own, this is an amazing tool. But there's a bunch of amazing tools. Like when you see all of our boosts that we have for SEO that will scrape your competitor websites, you'll go and scrape their keywords. It will look at your website to analyze it and do an audit on it. It will actually go out and just find literally anything and everything that you can want as far as your keywords go. But it also will advise you where you can actually go and improve. So here is a step-by-step guide for optimizing your website for higher rankings on Google. Conducting your keyword research. Okay, so it's going to actually tell you a couple of places where you can go to get this. So if you're doing this on your own and you're not an SEO expert, you probably have never heard of SEMrush or Moz. But these are places where you can go find keywords from your competitors and from yourself and see what's going to be right for you. But it recommends these, septic tank pumping, septic systems installation, septic tank maintenance, drain field repair, septic tank inspection. All of these are the ones that it's actually saying are good places. And what it's doing, it's telling me these are not just the #1 keywords that I should be looking forward to, but these are the ones that are vulnerable or maybe on the lower tier that I can actually make a big impact in. Because when you're doing SEO, it's not about, oh, I just want to put in septic and compete against the world on septic. I want to compete against the marketplaces that I'm in, #1, but #2, there might be some niches that I could go in, I could just put some little effort in, and I could be #1 or 2 or 3 when someone pushes into that, instead of having to fight from 20 up. It's an easier place for me to attack. And so when someone does that, I'm going to be at the top for a lot less effort and money. So that's why it's giving us that. Now, it's also going to talk about the optimization of this. So reviewing existing on-page optimization elements to ensure that you're optimized for search engines, your meta titles, your headers, your content, and your markup. So this is why you want to have our scraper, right? So our scraper that will go out and scrape your website, and it will actually do a website audit. And it'll come back and it will tell you, your meta titles are there, or you have broken links. It'll go through and do the whole process. and give you that information. Now you actually know exactly what you're looking for when that's coming. Are you using the right H1 headings and H2 through 6 tags? That's an important thing because that's how Google looks at it. Are you loading fast? This is a huge one, and it gives you a couple places to say, if you've never done this before, go do a page speed on your website, because that is a huge deal if you want to get ranked higher up. And so it's going to help give you that information as well. So as a brand new person who's never done anything about SEO, this is going to instruct you step by step of what you need to do, even to the point where we get down here a little bit more difficult, and it's a little bit more into the details of really working SEO, like building high quality backlinks. How do you get other people to refer to you? Well, it's by great content, right? And we have a great content generator right here in front of us to create the blogs, to create blogs that then you can go out and reach out for collaborators, right? We actually have an amazing email generator for collaborators, right? Say it the way they want to hear it. Then you go through and you find the other people to come in and do blogging. Like if you want a guest blogger to come in, because when they do that on your site, they're pushing it to their site and to their audience. You're starting to build backlinks of people supporting you, and Google loves that. They love the fact that if more people are talking about you, then that's wonderful. Now for the septic and service business, there's nothing probably more important than the GMB or Google My Business. Like if you go and Google something, right, it's at the very top. First thing you see are your local ones nearest to you. So if you're in LA and you're putting it in, the businesses that are closest to you are going to be the ones that show up, and they're going to show up in the order in which Google recommends them. And that is crucial for making sure that you're at the top. And that is by making sure that you're claiming and verifying your listing. That's the first thing you do. So if you haven't done that, you need to go do that. The second thing is you want to encourage reviews. Great reviews are so important into building your business on the SEO, but also into Google My Business. It's like everything at this point. And I'm going to show you that we actually have a review responder module that helps you go in your tone for your business and respond back, whether it be a 1-star you want to put out there and respond to, or if it's a 5-star, you want to respond to every one of them if you're really working hard on your business. This is a responder that's going to blow your mind of how great it is to answer to it. And then it's just about tracking it and seeing your performance. What do you need to do different? And it's starting to just keep going through there. I mean, guys, this is knowledge that if you don't know it, this is priceless to help get your business going. And it took 4 little things to be lined out. That's it. Well, 5. We filled out 5 little things, no more than a sentence each. And it's giving us everything that you want to do. Pushing 10 new ones on Tuesday, all finance. Okay, all finance. I showed you a couple. I think there's a couple that we've even left them in here for y'all to play with. Let me see if I can find them for you. I don't remember exactly which ones that we pushed in here yesterday that I showed. But here, actually, I can find that another way. Up here at the top, we have a search, right? So I put finance. There you go. So you actually have them here. Public company financial evaluation. That's amazing. Put in the name of the public company, and it will go and chase it all down and give you all the insights for that. And then finance understanding is great because it opens up the way for you to understand certain things about your finances, and it will guide you. I think it's an amazing tool for students. It's something that I want, my 10-year-old to start to plan, because it get it down to a 3rd grade level and write it that way so she can understand about, savings. It's about how to take income, how to make your expenses, and then your savings, your emergency fund, all the different places how you get through it. It even has a place to go through and look at the millionaire mindset to say this is kind of the basic things that they do that make them kind of move forward in their financial pursuit. So lots of the things that you can pull from AI. It's not just about creating social media. It's not just about going out and creating a blog. Content is amazing and we're great at it, but it's not the only thing. I believe insight and knowledge and wisdom is one of the fastest things that we can get, and the fastest things that we can use RUBI to do and to produce that for you. So that's where I'm going to end it tonight. Now, tomorrow, I'm not even really sure exactly what we're going to do yet. I am going to have 2 big announcements tomorrow night. So I want you to make sure you pass this out to your teams, make sure they get on. We're going to be running some cool things over the weekend. I know yesterday I asked everybody in our chat to say, hey, how are y'all feeling about just free roll? Do you want it to go through the weekend, or should we go ahead and just end it tomorrow? And I think all of us have really gotten to the point where they said weekend. I didn't even get through all of them. It was like weekend. And so I'm going to make that announcement tomorrow, but since you're here, and I will give you that, we are going to do the free roll through the weekend. Okay. So you can play with it all you want. You're not going to, you see up here, it tries to calculate when you do something. It doesn't take them away. And so we're going to continue that through the weekend. And then on Monday, we'll go ahead and we're going to make our final deployment on Monday. And then we'll have all of those little fixes that we've been working on through the week while you guys have been testing and getting us feedback and content. And it's been amazing, by the way. Thank you. It's been really incredible. But you're going to see a couple of things that will come out on Monday. One, a much improved chat system. We just didn't have all of it the way we wanted it. It's been upgraded. It's amazing. And you get your longer stuff and formatted stuff out in the chat. Obviously more modules coming in. And then the Personify is absolutely up to a next level. And that the way that it functions is so good that I can't wait to show that to you on Monday. And then, of course, just so that you guys can keep moving on this too, this is going to be going through the weekend. We call it a 48-hour rush because we were going to actually start it on the weekend, but we went ahead and started it right now. I'm going to run it all the way until Monday at 5 p.m. Okay, so Monday, 5 p.m. Make some content with Ruby, share it, engage your audience, use the hashtag RUBI AI, and the person who has the most likes and comments is going combined. Okay, I'm going to combine them. Is going to win the hat, the OG hat. Then we're also going to have a sweatshirt for second and a t-shirt for third. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let first place choose which one they want, because they may want the sweatshirt or t-shirt. I'll let first place choose, and I'll let second place choose what's left, and third place will get whatever's left over. That's how we're going to do the giveaway. And so anyway, go out and do this. This is not just to help get a t-shirt, but it's also help build your business, to help build our company. And we have to work together to go make this thing the 1 million subscribers in 12 months. And we know that that's the best thing for all of us. And so look forward to doing some more stuff tomorrow. But thank you guys for jumping in tonight. And I will hang this up on YouTube as soon as it gets published and pushed up. So have a good night, everybody.